Hey, how we doing, guys? All right, welcome back to the Turo Hustle. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 biggest mistakes that will kill your Turo business in 2026, right? You're going to want to make sure you stick around and watch this whole video because it will save you thousands and thousands of dollars and lots of headaches. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this. All right, so if you guys are thinking about starting Turo in 2026, or maybe you guys already have a couple or a few cars on the platform, this video, like I mentioned, can save you thousands of dollars and tons of headaches, right? Me and my wife, we already have 9 cars on the Turo platform right now. We've been through slow winters, crazy summer, right? Spring break surges, repairs that we didn't see coming. We've made every single one of these mistakes that we're going to talk about. Right? The game is different now. It's more competitive. Margins are tighter. And if you get these wrongs, you can burn out fast. So let's go ahead and talk about the 5 biggest mistakes in 2026 and how you guys can avoid them. Okay, so mistake number 1, and I don't know if this is ever going to change, right? Biggest mistake, buying the wrong car. And it's usually the first mistake people make. Most people, buy what they like instead of what actually books or what actually is going to work. They think, oh man, this would be so cool to own, or I'd drive this anyway, or maybe I'll just throw this on Turo and pay it off and I'll drive it later. That is the wrong way to think about it, right? Turo is not about what you like. It's about what the market demands. Well, and especially where I'm at in Montana, seasonality matters a lot. We get, winter bookings are different than summer bookings. Spring break is different than mud season. If the snow isn't great, ski travel drops. That affects demand. So if you buy a car, assuming it'll stay booked year-round at peak pricing, you are setting yourself up for some disappointment, right? So here's what you should actually be doing before you guys go out and buy a car. You need to search your local market. Look at, how many of these similar cars are listed. Look at how often they're unavailable. Check their reviews. Compare pricing for the next 90 days. If there's 30 of the exact same vehicle sitting wide open with no bookings, that's probably a red flag, all right? And here's something people don't factor in. Insurance, maintenance, repairs, right? That all adds up and gets expensive. A car that makes $100 more per month but costs, say, $1,500 more per year in maintenance is not a better car, right? The wrong car doesn't make less money. It makes you resent the business. So let's say, you start thinking, oh, Turo doesn't work, when really the math never worked. You want to make sure you guys buy boring, buy predictable, buy what books, buy cash, and buy reliable. Okay, so coming in at mistake number 2, guys, is not tracking your own data. And this one is underrated, and hardly anyone, if anyone, is talking about it. If you're not tracking your own bookings, you're flying blind, right? Turo does not give you perfect long-term seasonal insight. Next March, you will not remember, hey, when did these bookings start coming in? How far in advance was I getting booked? What price was I getting booked at? Whether it was for spring break travel or maybe ski traffic, you're just going to keep guessing. And guessing in this game, guys, costs you money. Every single day, you should be writing down, all right, let's see, the date, the number of bookings, what car got booked, the daily rate, how far out I got booked, and any additional notes that might help me. This is literally going to take you 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds, right? But here's why it matters. If you notice, let's say last year, your bookings started rolling in for summer, maybe around May 10th, right? You started heating up a little bit. This year, you can raise your prices earlier. If you notice March is slow, and spring break is weak, you can start adjusting your prices and have a strategy around that, right? Without data, you're emotional. With data, you're strategic. If you treat this like a real business, guys, you need real numbers. Okay, guys, so mistake number 3 here, and this is a huge pet peeve of mine, right? It's relying on dynamic pricing. Now, this one could be a little controversial, but dynamic pricing's fine if you're brand new to the platform, right? If you rely on it competitively, you're leaving money and a lot of money on the table. Dynamic pricing's job is to increase occupancy across the platform, not maximizing your profit. It often drops prices too quickly, right? During slow periods, it'll undervalue your peak weekends. It misses local events. It misses holiday and demand spikes. If you want to run this like we just talked about, guys, if you want to run this like a business, you need to control your pricing. I manually raise our prices for holidays, spring break, summer peak, event weekends when availability tightens, right? If there's only, let's say, 3 SUVs left in the market, why would I let dynamic pricing come in and cut me out at the knees on the money that I think I deserve? With supply and demand, dynamic pricing is a starting point. It's not a strategy. The hosts who really make money are watching their calendar, right? They're adjusting their rates weekly or bi-monthly. They're raising prices when bookings start to stack. If you don't do this, guys, you're really leaving a lot of money out there on the table. I'm telling you. And you do not need to be glued to your phone. You just need to be out there and make sure you're paying attention to what's going on. Okay, guys, mistake number 4, and this is a dangerous one. It's scaling too fast, right? Let's say you get one car, it books well, you get excited, right? Things are going well. Now you go out and you buy 3 more cars, right? Now you've got 4 car payments if you didn't buy that first one cash, right? Or you've got 4 insurance bills and 4 potential problems. And you haven't even built systems yet. Make sure you build systems. More cars do not fix bad systems. If your messaging is slow, if your cleaning process is not dialed in, if your pricing is not optimized, scaling will amplify the chaos, right? And here's something not a lot of people are talking about either. Cash flow cycles. Summer looks amazing. Winter looks very different. So if you guys are going to go out there and scale during peak season, you might assume that income is permanent. It is not, right? Turo's income is seasonal in most markets. Before scaling, you got to go ahead and you got to ask yourself, guys, do I have 3 to 6 months reserve? Right? Because you got to pay these monthly payments. Is my first car fully optimized? Do I understand my slow season? Could I handle downtime without a bunch of stress? Right? Growing is very exciting, but stable, long-term growth is what's going to win. Okay, guys, so mistake number 5, and this is an emotional one. It's quitting your 9 to 5 too early. Right? You're going to see YouTube videos. You're going to see big revenue months. You're going to think to myself, hey, I'm just going to kick back and I'm going to do this full time, right? You need to slow down, right? Turo income fluctuates. It's cycles like we just talked about. Repairs happen. Accidents happen. Platform rules change, right? And if your entire financial stability depends on Turo, your stress is going to creep in fast, guys. Turo is an incredible side business before it's a great full-time business, right? Let it replace your income gradually. Let it prove itself over multiple seasons, right? Keep investing in your business to grow it faster. Let it survive a slow winter. Then decide, hey, there is nothing wrong with stacking income while you build. Freedom feels better when it is stable. So if you guys are starting Turo in 2026, you need to understand this, right? It is still a great opportunity, but it is not easy money. You need to treat it like a real business. You got to track your numbers, control your pricing, scale smart, and be patient, right? I've made these mistakes, so you guys do not have to. That's what I'm trying to pass on. And if this helped you guys, please drop a comment and tell me which mistake, you've made or is going to help you out the most. And if you want more real, honest Turo content from somebody who's actually running cars right now, please subscribe. All right, guys, and I really appreciate you sticking around to the end of this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.